How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my Fulham career mode on FIFA 17. This is now episode 27 or about episode 28, and we're just heading into November in our second season here. Of course, our first season in the Premier League. We did manage, of course, to land ourselves promotion last season, and we're about almost 50% of the way through, heading, of course, swiftly towards January, so keep the suggestions coming in. What we will do at the end of this episode is we'll take a quick look at the shortlist that we've sort of accumulated over the past couple of, well, for the entire series over the past few seasons, and see who are on there and what sort of players we're looking at, looking to sign in January. But if you have any more suggestions, keep them coming in, because now will be the time for me to start scouting and consider my options in January. I'm not too sure really who I'm interested in signing. I'm quite happy with how the squad is at the minute. We don't have a lot of depth to the squad, but I'm happy with the players that we have. Of course, a little bit short on money as well, but more on that at the end of the episode. Before we jump into the first game, Lansbury, as you might have seen at the start of the episode there, is of course now, he's said he's okay to play, so he's going to resume his spot on the bench. Johansson dropping to the reserves now. Of course, we like to leave Parker in the team just because he's a bit of a legend at this club and a great asset to the English football as well. So Lansbury looking to build his way into the team. He's going to try and pick off McDonald's spot, but it's not going to be an instant thing, so he'll have to wait for his opportunity to arise. So we will stick with what we have for now. I've just noticed something. No, it's okay. So yeah. That's going to be the team. In the last episode, we played both the Manchester clubs. We got a win and a draw. I think we beat City and we drew to United, and the tough games just keep on coming. We are now travelling a short distance across London to the Emirates Stadium, another London rival match. Of course, a lot of these happening in the Premier League. So we are away to Arsenal. We're going to stick with the default team and let's jump into it. Here we go then, another Premier League game for us today. We are away to Arsenal, live from the Emirates Stadium, looking to continue our good run of form that we've been in at the moment. It was a rocky start to the season, but picking up some huge victories. Of course, we've beaten Chelsea, we've beaten Man City, we've got a point against United. Arsenal are now the latest team in our wake. They currently sit 5th in the table. We just about mid-table, which isn't too bad at all. We're going to take a quick look at the Arsenal lineup to see if they have made any changes. Of course, we're just going to start with our default. I think there's been an international break, if I'm not mistaken, in between our last couple of games. So all the players should be fully fit, and as you can see there, we have only conceded 8 goals this season, which is great for us. Scoring hasn't been the best either, but that defensive record is certainly keeping us afloat in the league here. It's going to be a put to test, though, against a very good Arsenal side. Speaking of Arsenal, let's have a look. Spina starts in goal. Debuchy, Manolas, Mertesacker, Monreal, and then Coquelin, Campbell, Sanchez, Cazorla and Welbeck are the team. Cech, Koscielny, Ramsey, Giroud, Gibbs, Xhaka and Perez is a very strong bench there. Quite an interesting Arsenal lineup. No big players, obviously, aside from really Sanchez, who stand out there. Mertesacker in at the back, we could utilise that. He is the captain for today's game. He's going to be lacking in a bit of pace, especially now, of course, we are 2 seasons deep into this career mode. He'll be getting a little bit older and a little bit slower. So we could utilise the pace of Aluko against the not so much pace of Per Mertesacker, the big German, in defence. Sanchez is going to be the one to watch for this match, as he plays an early ball in, and straight away we've conceded a penalty kick. We've been awarded so many of these in our own games, and all of a sudden, Sigurdsson it was who went up for the header. Referee has deemed it as a handball, I do believe. We're not going to get a replay. So early on here, chance for Arsenal to take the lead. It was Sanchez who played the ball in. He won, so he did technically win the penalty. And it is, of course, going to be Alexis who's going to step up for it. I'm predicting that's a huge run-up. Where's he going? I'm predicting top left here. Let's see what he does. He goes to the left, not quite in the top corner. We did dive to the correct way. A fantastic penalty from Sanchez, and a lightning start here to the start of the episode. Arsenal ahead, it's 1-0. We just see there was a bizarre run-up from Sanchez. I thought he was going to go left. He did indeed go left, but he put it right into the side of that, into the side of the goal. Not great height on it, but it beat Donnarumma. We've conceded here, 1-0 Arsenal. Now then, how will we respond, and how will we get back into this? We're usually quite good at responding. And we need to do that instantly here, because as time goes on, Arsenal will get a lot more comfortable in this game, and they'll be a lot tougher to break down. Aluko then plays it out wide to Kenny. He's got a good run on from Bunuel. Sanchez goes in there, getting involved in all the action to start with, and he's now going to pick himself up a yellow card as well. So it's certainly been a feisty opening 7 minutes. A penalty to Arsenal, a free kick for us, a yellow card for Sanchez, a goal for Sanchez, and he won the penalty. Santi Cazorla now on the ball. Nicely into Welbeck. Monreal finds himself in an advanced position. Does well to hold up the ball for Sanchez. Here's Coquelin. Welbeck, it was, I think, it was Joel Campbell even who went for the shot. But a good save by Donnarumma. It goes up for a corner. I'm quickly going to apologise now. The webcam, I've noticed, is playing up. I couldn't actually get it to record to start with, so I was going to go without a webcam. I was then able to fix the issue, and but now I've noticed it does keep freezing up. So there may not be a webcam depending on how the quality comes out. And wow, to add to more controversy, I wasn't even aware of what has just happened. Sanchez has picked up a second yellow, and he's been sent off here. 27 minutes in, I did say at the start of this video, at the start of the game, that Sanchez was going to be an influential player into this game. He's been involved in all sorts of controversial. First of all, he starts off by whipping a crossing to win a penalty. He then scores a penalty. We then go down the other end. He fouls it, picks up a yellow, and he's pushed a player over in the box. The referee's given him a second yellow card here, and Sanchez is off. Half an hour to go. Sanchez certainly has been involved in the game, but he won't be playing any more of that. He's been sent off. And Sobi here fires it up against Mertesacker. Good save by Ospina. So what an interesting start. It's all going on here at the Emirates. That's a great ball in. Monreal is there though. Headers it out for a corner kick. I'm in shock. I wasn't even aware of what was going on, and Sanchez has been sent off. Sobi with a ball in. There's Cabano, and just as I was saying earlier on, Cabano is good at the headers. He's now rolling around on the floor, and he's put away a corner. And he's one of the smallest men in the team, but he just seems to fire home headers for fun. And we've levelled here against 10 men Arsenal, 1-1. It's a cracking corner, and I'm not quite sure who it was. I think that's Cazorla who was marking him. Not very tall himself, Cazorla, but Cabano gets up well, headers that one home to level here, celebrating with the substitutes. It's all going off here at Arsenal. A fantastic game for us. Cabano scores his first goal in the Premier League, believe it or not. I think he might have scored a couple of cup goals as well for us. It's 1-1 now. Now then, Coquelin tries to play a ball forward to where Sanchez should be, but referee says no, that is going to be full time. What a fantastic first 45 minutes. I don't know what to say. I'm just in shock at the events of what's happened. It all started off so fast paced. Sanchez whips a ball in, wins a penalty from a handball by Sigurdsson, scores the penalty, goes down the other end, picks himself up a yellow card, and a soft push in the box to give us a free kick. And he picks up a second yellow, gets himself sent off with just half an hour gone. We are then able to take control of the 11 men Arsenal and equalise us with a goal from Cabano. It goes into half time here then. Arsenal 1, Fulham 1. And just looking at around the grounds, Manchester United are currently holding a 1-0 lead against Burnley. So, no substitutions being made by either sides at half time. Interesting to see what Arsenal's tactics are here. But we've got them against the ropes. And just like the City game, we could be taking all 3 points from a very huge rivals, and just like Chelsea as well, we took 3 points off them. Here's Manolas, has got forward here, goes for a shot of his own, out wide, and with just 13 minutes to go here, we can't look to break the deadlock just yet, and hopefully some substitutions will do that. Aite will be one of them, and I think Lansbury is going to be the other one. We'll bring him on in place of McDonald. So Lansbury making his return, of course a former Arsenal player. We picked him up on a pre-contract agreement from Nottingham Forest. He came in at the start of this season. Didn't really get a lot of game time as he picked up an early injury and has been out since. And he's now back. He's not quite fully fit, but he is able to get some game time here into Lansbury. Cabano. Good run being made by Odoi. That's into Aite, the substitute. Great block by the other substitute, Ramsey. Goes up for a corner kick. Just 1 minute of the 90 to go. Kenny with a corner kick. Cabano is there, that's how we scored the equaliser. Sigurdsson is also there! And Sigurdsson, as he does so many times for us, heads home. A huge goal. He was so influential to us in the last game. I think he scored the winner against Manchester City. And in the 90th minute here, no need for his heading that time, but his heading was there again. He took home his second goal in 2 games. Not bad from the centre-back captain. And we've stolen all 3 points here against Arsenal. A fantastic run of form continues. 3 big games that we've played, and we've somehow picked up 7 points. Well, I say that, this game's not over just yet. That's the 90th minute. We're going to go park the bus, but I think Arsenal are all out of ideas here. Ooh, it's going to be another corner kick. This time Arsenal do need to be switched on. Let's see if they've learnt their lesson. Cabano is this time who will take it. Into a Luca, who actually gets a header away. It goes wide of the post. Referee says full time. So what a fantastic game to start this episode. Another 3 points here. Huge for us against another London club, Arsenal. And as we've said it so many times, controversial start. It was Sanchez with a ball in, gave away a penalty, scored the penalty, got himself booked again and sent off with half an hour. With just half an hour to go, we was able to then find an equaliser 1-1 at half time. And in the 90th minute, pretty much a very similar goal. Another corner in it. Cabano it was who scored the first, set up the second with his header. It fell to Sigurdsson. Arsenal were napping in the box. Sigurdsson heads home. In the 90th minute, we stole all 3 points here. It's finished Arsenal 1, Fulham 2. Well, what a bizarre London derby that was. Manchester United did hold on to that Burnley victory, and in fact they extended it and won themselves 3-0. So a good result there for Manchester United, but more importantly, a good result for us, and that sees us into a Champions League spot. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, it's early days yet, but as I know I keep saying, this past run of forms, Man City, Man United and Arsenal, we picked up points in all games, 2 wins and a draw. It's absolutely fantastic as we finish off a little bit of training. Let's see what we've got in terms of this. Cabano would like to go and discuss his wage. I think after that match he fully deserves to do so. So let's go and have a quick look at that. Contracts. A few contracts that are expiring that we'll also need to look at. I shall do that. I will do that soon, but I shall do it off camera. I'll probably go and do it after this game. Now that I've just reminded myself of it. So Cabano was like an extra £4,000. Definitely deserves that, in my opinion. He'd like to extend his contract by a year. He's already got 1 and 8 months left. We'll put a 5% on him. And we'll keep him at the crucial first team player because he has been absolutely superb for us in that central midfield. So let's advance on in November. I think I'm guessing there's an international break now. He's now declined. We can't afford his re-signing bonus. Okay, that's interesting. We've definitely had this issue before. Let me go and have a little quick look at that. Finances. So, what's the situation there? Okay, yeah, okay. So he wants an extra 5,000. We are struggling a little bit here in terms of money. I don't think we're going to be signing anybody in January at this rate. We need to get some players out. What is his signing on bonus, signing on fee? Just to have a quick look at it. It's 20,000. We don't know. That's Aite, and that's not the guy we was looking at. Where is Cabano? There he is. Signing on fee is 35,000. We just don't have that sort of money. So I'm going to have to leave it for now. Hopefully he doesn't get too upset by that. But struggling for finances at the moment, which is certainly a bit of an issue. We might need to look at selling some players in January to be able to just bulk the club back up. We definitely could do the cut run, but I believe we're out of the League Cup, which isn't good news for us. Donnarumma now an 82. Ian Archer, in fact, both now 82 rated. That's good for us. Madel is saying thanks. I'm not quite sure what for. We definitely haven't really been using him as of late. And we head over to Reading on Sunday. So let's jump into this. Turkey also offering us a job. We shall forget that. So this is a big game against Reading here. They've came up with us. They have been struggling, and we have just been on such great form so far that we should be playing. Yeah, we're in a bit of trouble here financially. Hopefully it doesn't become too much of an issue for us. Something that we'll have to look at resolving hopefully in January, maybe with the release of a couple of players. But that's January, and for now we focus on what's going on the pitch. More important matters. I'm going to stick with the same team. So he's looking a little bit tired, but everyone was so influential in that win against Arsenal. They all deserve a start. Of course, Lansbury is now fully fit, so he'll probably get a little bit more game time this time round. It is only Reading, so in theory we should be picking up all 3 points here, but this is where we do tend to struggle. Let's hope we don't come off the rails here. Let's jump into the game. So then we are back at home for this game as we invite another London club, Reading, just outside of London technically, but still part of the London Borough essentially. So another sort of London rivalry here. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of those in the Premier League, and we seem to be picking up a lot of points against them, which is always fantastic. Chelsea and Arsenal we have both defeated this season. There might have been one or two others in there that I cannot remember, but it's nice to be back home after that huge win against Arsenal. As you can see there, that has put us to 6th in the league. Some interesting teams. There's Sunderland up in the top half. Of course, they have now been relegated in real life. Unfortunately for them, the result didn't go their way at the weekend. Not much to say about my lineup. It's pretty straightforward, and looking at Cabano again to be so influential as he was in the last game. A strong substitutes bench as well. Lansbury now fully fit and looking to work his way back into the side. I'm willing to start him over McDonald. Hasn't been that impressive for us since Lansbury was spending some time on the sidelines. But we will look at the Reading lineup here, who were believed they are struggling, finding promotion a little bit harder, as were we at the start of the season. But we've turned things around here. So here is the Reading lineup. Chris Gunter is a good player. Tyler Blackett not bad as well. Paul McShane is the captain. No real other interesting names there to pick out. Ali Al-Habsi on the bench, which fair enough, okay. A very good goalkeeper in my opinion, but maybe a little bit past it now as well. So, kick off then here against Reading. Definitely looking for another 3 points here. Let's see how we get on. Here's Cabano. Up to Sobi, back to Cabano. Great possession play here. Aluko, good run being made. Very good run being made into Hozabed, and he took that one away. He hasn't scored many lately. He was on fire for us in the Championship, struggling to find his form here in the Premier League. But that one is tucked away inside 20 minutes, and we take the lead here from Reading. Great play, great build-up play by Fulham. Just patient passing, waiting for that one run to be made. The run was being made from Hozbed. To be fair, the ball into him wasn't fantastic. I think is that Cabano that plays it in. Not quite sure what the defender is doing. Needed to come across there way earlier and cut the ball out. But Hozbed also forced a difficult angle, but strikes it home from that way, and we take the lead. It's 1-0 here, and that is Hozbed's only his second goal in the Premier League. Was hoping a little bit more from him this season, but sometimes players do struggle to adapt, and maybe that will just get him back into form a little bit. Good first 20 minutes here from Fulham. Williams, that's a lovely ball in. Swift has completely fluffed that. How has he not? He's not got anything on it. I think he's just slipped over mainly. And we're fortunate to get away with that one. Reading should be level here. Good ball forward. Maybe a little bit too pacey. Bunuel shepherds it out for a throw, which is going to be taken quick here. Beautifully intercepted and read by Bunuel, and Naluko can't get himself away, and referee calls for half time. So another delightful start. The good run of form continues on again here against Reading, and it's Hozabed who finally gets a goal for himself, his second of the Premier League. He put us ahead inside 20 minutes, I believe it was, the 19th minute to be precise. We're going to half time then. Fulham 1, Reading 0. Looking around the grounds then, Spurs will take on Watford later on, and I'm actually going to give now Lansbury a good 45 minutes here. Let's see if I want to start him over McDonald, because McDonald so far not really been too great. He's not been bad, but he hasn't been fantastic. So a chance here for Lansbury to show off. Reading did also make a substitute. I didn't quite catch who it was, so we'll try and have a look in a minute. As you can see, confirmation of the Lansbury-McDonald switch. And for Reading, Swift it was who's come off, probably deservedly. Van der Berg comes on. And also want to look to bring on Iheanacho as well. Aluko's been very quiet in today's episode. Hozabed hasn't really been looking to make any runs either. So perhaps a change is in order. Half an hour to go, so I think probably now is a good time to make those double changes. We've got 2 subs available to us, and we'll make them now. I am going to take Cabano off, just because I don't want to risk anything going on. Parker will solid up the midfield, and Iheanacho will come on for Aluko. See if he can provide some attacking threat. We could do with seeing this game out, and a second goal will certainly do that. So he's going to try and close down Gunter. He is, puts Gunter off, and Gunter plays a stray past Kenny, receives it. It's now into Iheanacho. Good ball to play. Hold off his player. Lansbury with the ball in. Hozabed with his second. He's not offside. I thought he might have been momentarily, but Henry Lansbury back into the side and picks himself up an assist, and a fantastic assist as well. And that should be the winning goal there. Hozabed, who I said hasn't really been in a good run of form as of late, but he's found himself 2 goals here as we take the 2-0 lead against Reading. This is fantastic. Good play from Iheanacho to hold up the defender. Plays it into Lansbury. Great run being made from Hozabed. Lansbury with a chip through ball. Hozabed first time. Finesse into that bottom right hand corner. Fantastic finish for him. That's going to be his 3rd goal of the Premier League. His 2nd for today. And now we're in control. It's 2-0. Iheanacho wins the goal kick as it's headed into Hozabed. Iheanacho's back here. He's won it back. Where's he going with this? He waits. He tees up Hozabed. And Hozabed strikes home and grabs himself a hat-trick. You just can't write this fellow off. He might not have been performing, but when you need class, he is there. As they say, form is temporary, class is permanent. Iheanacho has been very helpful for us today, and he grabs himself an assist. Got involved in the last one as well, but Lansbury it was who set him up. This time Iheanacho sets him up. Hozabed's not going to miss from there. Strikes it home dead. He's been able to grab himself a hat-trick. His 4th goal now in the Premier League, and we are in cruise control. 3-0. The referee still allowing play to go on here. And there we go, that is going to be that. So what a fantastic performance to continue this great run that we are in. Another 3 points picked up here against Reading, and thanks to that man there, Hozabed. He grabs himself a hat-trick. Iheanacho and Lansbury, some substitutes, were very influential in the second half, even though we took the lead early in the first half. But in the second half it was Lansbury and Iheanacho who provide the assists for Hozabed as he claims a famous match ball here. And we claim all 3 points. It's finished Fulham 3, Reading 0. So another great victory for us there. Spurs still yet to kick off against Watford. So I know I did say I was going to sort out some contracts at the end of this episode. I'm not going to be able to do that now because I've just realised we literally have no money to be able to do any contracts. So that shall have to wait until January. And I also said we were going to look at some players that we've got on the shortlist. We still will do that, but at the minute I don't think we're going to be able to sign many players because we are very short on the cash. Now, let's go and take a quick look at what's going on here. Sacco, of course, not very happy, but just not being able to break into the lineup so far. Kenny is being absolutely fantastic for us on that right-hand side. He'll get his chance, though, and his chance will come. And speaking of which, I'm going to go and drop, whilst I remember, Lansbury back into the starting lineup because I think he fully deserves it. So, that's going to be the end of today's episode. We will take a little quick look at players on the shortlist. Be sure to go and leave your comments below on who... That's not that. Scout instructions. I shall do that later. I won't, but there you go. My shortlist, here we go. So, Stockdale's still on the list. Not really looking for a goalkeeper at this time. I think I'm actually going to take him off the list now because we're quite happy with our goalkeeping position. A few right backs as well, who, again... potentially we do need another right back, but Bunuwal has been absolutely fantastic for us. So not a sense of urgency here, but some right backs there on the list. A couple of centre backs. Rob Holding could be interesting. Rajkovic, a great player from Palermo, but maybe a little bit out of our price budget. The left hand side of the defence, Charlie Taylor and Ben Chilwell are the players that we are interested in. Chilwell looks like a good signing. The age of 20, already a 70 rated as well. He could be fantastic. Sane there. I'm going to take him off the shortlist for now. It's definitely a little bit out of our comfort zone of money. Lazaro is a player I'm really interested in, but again, 4.2 million, very, very expensive here. And these right-handed players, maybe we don't really need, to be quite honest, but we shall see. And Naki Wow's there, an interesting player, has signed for Toulouse recently, I do believe. We looked to sign him, I think maybe at the start of this season, but he did, of course, go to Toulouse. So we weren't able to do that. But only valued at 2.1 million at the age of 27 and 72 rated. Potentially a replacement for Iheanacho, who of course leaves us at the end of the season. So that is the shortlist, but we're struggling with our finances. And I don't think, unless I am wrong, I don't think you can request transfer money like you used to be able to. If anyone knows how to do that this year, please do let me know, because that will be really, really helpful for us. But I haven't been able to find the option here anywhere, so I don't quite know what to say. Anyway, before we do go, of course, let's take a look at the Premier League table, as we always do. Know that 6 points for us today, and that's boosted our safety, which is the main key, but you never know if we can land the Champions League spot. Hey, why not? We'll take it. So, top of the table are Chelsea, of course, the current league leaders, IRL as well. West Ham up there, along with Spurs, and Fulham and Sunderland, all on 21 points. They're battling out for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. United, just outside the European zone, in 6th place. They're level on points with West Brom in 7th. Manchester City down in 8th. Our next opponents, Liverpool, are currently sat in 9th, so only 3 points behind us. Only 4 points behind us, so definitely don't want to be dropping 3 points there. Stoke round off the top 10. Arsenal, Watford, Leicester, Everton, Palace, Burnley and Swansea all in the bottom half of the table, but currently outside of relegation. Southampton are in to 18th, and promotees Villa in 19th, and Reading, who really, really are struggling. We've just pummeled them 3-0, which didn't help their cause down at the bottom of the table. Just 1 win and 3 draws this season. So that is going to be the end of today's episode. Be sure to drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. Why not subscribe as well if you're new around here. Until next time, goodbye.